You're watching The Wave. I'm Franc Han Shih. Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul vows to address urgent issues such as sluggish economy and high energy prices. But what are business leaders and investors hoping to see in the 4-month tenure? Joining me now is Vice Chairman of the Joint Foreign Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Suparit Charlie Chongchan, to give us insights about business leaders' opinion on new government's policy. Charlie, thank you for your time.
Thank you, France, for having me.
Right, so as the new government, they already say that they will address the urgent issues by such policies like co-payment policy, lower energy prices. What are JFCCT's opinions on that?
As you know, that currently the economic situation for Thailand, not just Thailand, it's global economy is not good. And also the tensions between Thailand and Cambodia border and also Thailand-Myanmar border now, it just happened that they have a bit of difficulties in terms of moving the goods through the border. And also the tensions from the tariff, US tariff, that's getting more difficult for the Thai business, and including the foreign business who settle here in Thailand as well. The local demand become low. So the stimulations from the government is needed in many ways. So you're talking about 20 baht, you're talking about co-payment. It's important because we foreign company who settle here in Thailand, having production here in Thailand is meant to be supply for the domestic consumption. But so far the consumption has been low, really low. So we need something to inject into the system so the consumer purchaser can go and buy the goods. So we hope that it would increase some of the demand in the market a bit. Yep.
But is that what business communities or investors, they really want to see short-term stimulus?
Of course.
Right.
Even though they do the investment here in Thailand, they're looking for long-term. But somehow they need to recover during the short-term period of time as well. Yeah. If without any stimulation, I think that they would have suffered in terms of cash circulation in the company as well. Try to maintain the capacity of the production is also difficult. So it needed to a certain point, yes.
Right. So what about the top 3 policies that JFCCT want to propose or want to suggest to the government? Because as what you said, amid so many geopolitical issues, border tensions, and right now US tariff too, supply chains disruptions too. So what are the top 3 policies?
You ask at the right time actually, because we send the proposal through Board of Trade of Thailand because we work closely with Board of Trade of Thailand. And then we meet Kun Anutin to submit the proposal from Board of Trade of Thailand and Thai Chamber of Commerce, which includes our proposal as well inside. But if you're talking about top 3, which include into the proposal that we submitted, first thing would be on the support, financial support or financial measurement for the business. Because as you know, SME in particular, they can't wait that long. They can't wait and see the situation, how it goes. They need some money to liquidate their own business, right? Just to pay the payroll, pay the salary of the employee, and still maintain the production capacity, right? So they need some kind of soft loan urgently. That would be the first one that I would like to mention. But in combinations of soft loan, it's not just the money injected, but the way to receiving the soft loan is also the procedure that we need to talk. Ease of procedure in order to get the money that needed, especially like when you go to the bank and then you get the loan, they ask for collateral. Most would be a traditional collateral, and bank would do the risk assessment first for the business, right, on the business. But at the end of the day, bank would say mostly would be no, because it's exposed to high risk to the bank in terms of NPL. So, but the government have many instruments in the law already, in the legislation. For example, like the sub-INCIT, which is more or less like the you can use the rental agreement or lease agreement as the collateral without the hard asset. Then can get the money from the bank. But bank would say like, no, I won't do that because I never done that. Second, is still exposed to the risk that if the repayment fail, they can't really have any hard asset in hand. But it need to change. So this is the first thing, getting the loan, right? Getting the system of how to get the collateral from the business. Second, I would like to say that quick win. Last year, if you may have heard that we have signed a FTA with 2 countries. In beginning of this year as well. One would be Sri Lanka. Another one would be FTA, which include Norway, Switzerland, Iceland, and Liechtenstein, 4 countries. It had been signed, but in order to make it effective, you need to ratify by both parliaments. Currently, both parliament hasn't been ratified yet. Sri Lanka, we know that they have the domestic problem in their own country, so the prolong of having rectified it would be some time. But on the other hand of FTA itself, those 4 countries, they are ready. Soon or later, they will go to the parliament and get it rectified anyway. So what Kun Anutin can do within this 3-4 months? Just hand into the parliament because we have effective parliament. Then just rectify it first. Then we can force the counterparts just to rectify, right? Once it's rectified, it would be the business that, reciprocal business that would happen. So Thai would gain a bit more in terms of market because we already export to those markets anyway. But now, reduced tariff is the best benefit that we can have currently, comparing to the tariff that we get from US at 19%. Why can't we just export to the other country that we already have the bilateral with, right? So this is quick win. That's second. Last one would be on the skill development. Interestingly, that Thailand focus on the unskilled labor mostly. We have the Department of Skill Development under the Ministry of Labor, but we're talking about unskilled labor. But we don't have anybody just to look into skill development, like skilled labor, like digital, like finance or financial literacies or doing business or whatever, right? So we would recommend that to set up a body to look into the skill development because this would relate it to competitiveness, productivities, and availabilities of the skilled labor in the country as well, right? Then foreign direct investment would get confidence that, okay, if they put the money here, they, for sure they would get the people to work.
Right, so 3 points, very important. SME liquidity, skill development on the ground, and FTA to the FTA. But one part, of course, as what you said, Kun Anutin can handing FTA, EFTA into the parliament for rectify skill development body might be set up very soon. SME liquidity too. That is very important part for Thailand. But we also see some delay in other FTAs. For example, EU FTA 2, trade tariff. We're still waiting for that technocrat on the technical level. They have to talk about it. So EU FTA is a very important FTA between Europe and Thailand. What's the JFCCT sense here? Because no matter is EU FTA delay, trade tariff, we're still waiting for the detail right now. What does that mean? Because that complexity or frequent changes of the government might really delay all the achievement ahead.
I think if you're talking about particularly on the EU FTA, now just update you the development. Indonesia now, they conclude with EU. That's the big shift that puts Thailand need to conclude it as soon as possible. And because of EU and Indonesia, giving an example like quite similar to the Thai situations would be, EU has been put on tariff at 15% to US. Indonesia is also the same with us, 19%. But Indonesia have bigger market access, would be 900 million people, right? But in the same token would be Thailand is in the same positions where we having a lot of import from EU currently anyway. But EU try to push to have the EU FTA concluded as well. And Thailand wish to have it conclude because it would be opportunity, especially on the agricultural and food processing products that go from Thailand to EU. From both sides, private sector, if you're talking about private sector, we are really wish to have it as soon as possible. But so far what I have heard, it may prolong until like beginning of next year, or I don't think end of this year would conclude easily. But somehow on the government side, but I do understand that they try to protect the citizen interests as a nation. When you negotiate, like same way, reciprocal, when a country negotiate to the country that's smaller, they would like to get as much as they can, split as much as they can, right? So it depends on negotiator how they are aware of the tactics or strategy of what they try to achieve. So that would be difficult for both governments just to talk. But JFCCT point of view, we would like to have it conclude as soon as possible, like the Thai would say the same. Talking about FTA, not just EU, in the same scenario, Thailand has been negotiated with Pakistan for quite some years already, but never conclude. Because it's more or less the same thing that I mentioned. Because Thai is a bigger economy comparing to Pakistan, then we try to squeeze as much as we can out from the economy. So it never been concluded. But also the resistance from the some association, some of the private sector. But government need to be proactive, more proactive in terms of let the citizens, private citizens or private sector to understand about the FTA, what is gain, what is loss, what the compensation the government can give to the business if they have loss, like FTA fund that already have. That would be the FTA that we really need. Thailand is not, we say that Thailand is in the position comparing to Vietnam, that Vietnam has more FTA than Thailand. But there are many FTA that under negotiation, quite a number of it. But we need to push the government, just push it out, negotiate with the counterpart a bit more, so we have a concrete FTA in hand. Yep, that's our suggestion.
Right. In addition to FTA, of course, it's connection network with other countries too. But I really want to a quick follow-up in our conversation. It's about tourism, if it's possible, because of course you're the expert in hotel business too. So just want to understand, because tourism this time in this year, we got a lot of data from Ministry of Tourism, TAT2. They try so many stimulus and to really boost the driver for tourism sector. But now maybe the development in tourism doesn't look that good now. So what's in your sense, how can Thailand really, revitalize tourism sector at this moment, given that we have regional competitors like our peers in Vietnam?
My opinion, personal opinion, and not just my personal opinion, including JFCCT position as well. We think that Thailand has been developed the tourism market strongly to receive the Chinese. Because we have the track record of the Chinese has been number one for many years. Until recently, after the COVID, after the situations of the Chinese economy itself in the country, we need to look for a new market. That's the survival that we need to take. But we got the sign that Indian, it used to be the second comer. Now today they are number one. But infrastructures of the tourism industry doesn't suit the Indian, or it suits in the way, but it's not understand the behavior of the Indian tourism. When the Indian come here, Some of them they eat, as you know, some of the religions in India they only eat vegetarian. There are many kind of vegetarian, but hotel side they only know one kind of vegetarian. So they need to change the service and availability to suit the new market as well. So that Thailand still need to learn. But nevertheless, TAT, Tourism Authority of Thailand, is supposed to help the business operator to open the new market. Because we can't really put the egg into one basket anymore. Like in the past, we put the egg into the Chinese market. But now I think we need to mitigate the risk of inbound tourism. So new market is important.
Right. So diversify,
Yep.
of course, the tourism market, not just for Chinese market and other markets in the region is very important.
And adding to that, not just the new market, but also get the image for the time being at the situation that we have the tensions between Thailand and Cambodia.
Yeah.
And also we try to do the crackdown on the scammer on the Cambodian border.
Right.
That if Thailand have the policy and have the directions that we emphasize to solve the problem during the border, between the border and also the scammer business, then it would boost the confidence to keep the people to come to Thailand.
Right.
Yeah, because if the embassies put the travel warning, means the insurance doesn't cover. So they would reluctant just to come.
Yeah, so the safety on the ground is very
Yep.
important for tourists too. Another part we have to talk about, I think I interview, of course, chairwoman of JFCCT many times. We talk about the complexity of the regulations and law in Thailand really sometimes put future investor away because they wouldn't really put their investment in because of these complex regulations. What's the suggestion and the words that we can give it to the new government to really streamline all those regulations? What's the push there?
Yeah. Thing is, we all know, right? The government agency, they work. Our chairwoman also say many times they work as a silo base.
Yeah.
They're not integrate across the board. So when the regulation comes, it's my regulations, it's not yours. So I take the authorities just to control and to regulate. But there are one body regulate one thing, another body regulate another thing, which is the same business.
Yeah.
Give you an example. When you open a restaurant, you need 17 licenses from different authorities.
Yeah.
So imagine if we can consolidate that 17 license into one. Say like, I want to have my restaurant open. I go to one body and they would manage all the 17 for me. That would be nice, right? But the difficulties would be because the law has been issued 30 years ago. Some of them may even 40 years ago. Never been updated to the situation where the business has moved forward so fast. The law always try to catch up the business. Thing is, it never can because the legislation is been blocked in the way that I need to regulate, I need to control you. It's not like in the way that to support the business, to let the business move, to let business grow. Different. I used to participate in the, if you may know, the guillotine committees. During Kun Prayut era. I was one of the committee member before, and I see many obstacles in it because if the legislation comes and the law comes, people inside the government agency doesn't want to change.
Is that possible? As what you said, you was one of the member of the guillotine committee there, but is that possible for us right now, even for Anutin government or in the future in Thailand? Really, we can streamline the regulations, but as what you said, we still need legislators or practitioners who can really vision
Correct.
that. But so is that possible? Is that pragmatic?
It is possible because JFCCT, we have recommendations as well in terms of regulatory reform.
Okay.
We call fast track reform. It's not like one by one. Put everything into the process at once. In the past, guillotine unit has been put under the supervisions of government agency. One would be related to the national council, state of council, to attach to them. So they disperse the capacity to work on the guillotine. But we would recommend that we should have a body, a permanent body, to look into this particular. Because if you let the government agency to take care to change the legislation or propose the legislation to the state of council and the parliament, is impossible. So it needs a body who understand the law. That's one thing. Understand the issue and business process. We're talking about business process.
Yeah.
Then they can consolidate and streamline all the legislation and propose something different. By perhaps that cut something which is outdated or not really applicable into the business world right now, come up with a new one. That would be the suggestion that we would like to have, but we would like to see as well, because thing is, new business, for example, a digital platform, digital service, none of the law would comply, right? And then they try to chase the business, which is, once you come out with the regulation, the business already go ahead. But nevertheless, in terms of processing of the changing the law, revising or cutting the law, it needs private sector input. But it needs like transparency process that the private sector can give the recommendation and suggestion, particularly for the law that favorable to the business. Right? And last one I would like to mention about this law reform is important. We need a leader. We need a political will. It's not just one politician. All political parties are supposed to be in the same basket, say like, we need to reform. Without them, government agency won't work. You need a hard, big boss to say yes, and let's move. That's important.
Right, it's a very good statement there. You need, business communities, JFCCT and other business leaders that want to see not just politicians, but a leader with vision to compete in the region, inside and in the region to in the globe. And of course, I know JFCCT will meet Kun Anutin very soon and hope you could take in the suggestion like you have to us, to Thai PBS audience. And today we have Vice Chairman of the Joint Foreign Chamber of Commerce, Kun Supara Charlie Chongchan, to give us insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Franz.
More news to come.